Hello, this is going to be my first devlog for my personal game project, Alloy Hand. I want to take this time, separate from status updates or little mechanic showcases that I've done, shown off to friends, to really spend some time to make a good benchmark of the progress I've made and something to look back on later on in the project. I'm mainly going to be covering my experience with making the prototype mechanics, but I also want to cover modeling and rigging in the current idea I have for this game. While I didn't mention it before, I make devlogs because I deeply enjoy showing other people the work I make. I find it very enjoyable to share with other people, and everything I show here is something I would always love thoughts or kind of just critiques about, and anything you want to share is something I would love to hear. I won't be diving too far into the overall idea of the game in this first devlog, as that's still something I want to polish up. What I'm going to be spending my time on is talking about the main mechanic and the first level I'm designing for this game. The idea for the game being I want to take the environment of a party game and fill it with mini games that resemble jobs that a person could do. The main mechanic of this game is picking up objects. Every part of the game, every level will involve moving an object from point A to point B, turn points. Because of this, I spent the majority of my time making sure that it was as polished as I could make it before I dove too far into deciding on level design and the overall gameplay. Because of this, I've spent a few times with different variations of this mechanic. A few I just want to highlight. The first version I had would update its position using code based on the position of the player. While it looked smooth at first, it had some cons where the object could lag behind the player, and even if the player wasn't moving, you could see almost a jitter effect where the object was constantly trying to update its position to fix itself. The second version of this pickup mechanic involved having the object become a child of the main character. This fixed the issue of the object lagging behind you, and it also stopped the object from constantly glitching, but it looked boring. Simplest way to put it. It looked like there was UI in front of your screen, and it just never felt good enough, in my opinion. I tried giving it animation to make it feel more like you're actually holding an object, but it never felt just right. The current version I have of this design is taking both of these and combining them. The best way to describe it is thinking of the pickup mechanic as someone with elbows and hands. The elbows are a child of the main character, meaning that this system is always in front of the main character and they're always able to see what item they have in their hand. The hands, acting more as a more dynamic, more smooth mechanic, work to delay the position of the object you're holding based on the rotation of the player. So make it really simple. When the player rotates on the y axis, the object they are holding will have a slight delay before moving with the camera. This way, you're able to move your camera and look around while having the object update its position slightly after you for a more smooth and gradual effect, making looking around feel a lot nicer. Moving away from the main mechanic, what I want to talk about is the first level I've been working on. The blockout so far contains a key item, which is a suitcase, as the level takes place at an airport where you and your friends must look through suitcases to remove dangerous items such as toothpaste. The way the suitcases work is when a player goes over and opens them up, it will have the ability to spawn three random items. The items that will be found inside of the suitcases will be worth points when scored. Along with those items, there are two other important items to talk about. The first item is the alert tag. It is a small black item found in the suitcase that, when seen, the player will have 3 seconds to close the suitcase before it will alert and the player will lose points. If the player reopens the suitcase, the timer will restart. The second item is the glitter bomb, an item that is still a work in progress, but the idea is that when the suitcase is open, The player or players will need to interact with that item to defuse it or stop it from going off within a time frame of 5 seconds, or also lose points. To wrap up this devlog, I just want to talk about the art, animation, and rigging that has gone into this process. So at the moment on the screen is the progression of the character model going from a basic shape to the current character I have right now for playtesting. Rigging is something that was new to me. So for this process, I had to learn a lot from online videos. At the moment, I'm happy with the current state of it. I have 3 animations, a walking animation, a running animation, and an idle animation, but I do plan to polish and come back to these before they get the final pass. The art direction I have for this project is that every object, every important object, will have a solid color outline around it so an eye can easily understand what that object is, and inside of it will be a more mosaic breakdown to give it a more stylized look.